Yo, what's up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Man, I've been super impressed with this cat, Marlon Craft, and we continue to make our way through his catalog. Someone in the comment section earlier today was like, yo, you got to check out the Culture Sick Freestyle. And it looks like one that he's doing at the crib. We're looking at New York, and he's looks like he's sitting in the penthouse, right? But yo, let's check this out together. This is Marlon Craft with the Culture Sick Freestyle.
I probably would have gave this to Sway, but
Sway in the morning, right? To that 5 fingers of death.
I feel as though I'm one of the best to ever do it. I said I feel as though for your ego, I know I am.
He said, yo, I feel as I'm the best, one of the best to ever do it. He said, yo, I'm just saying that for your ego, right? I know I'm the best. I know my skill. I just don't want you guys to think I'm arrogant, and I want you to feel good about the little stuff you're doing.
I play that shit and turn it off after a second like those automated calls in Chinese. Yo, I know the scam. But y'all try and pass spam off of filet mignon.
He said you're trying to press, spam. He's not talking about spam like internet email spam. He's talking about the dish, the food, right? The artificial meat. He said you're trying to pass off spam like it's filet mignon, right? Like it's a really high caliber, high quality food. He's like, that's what a lot of these artists are doing, right? They're giving us bullshit and acting like it's hot. And all these YouTube reactors are just like eating it up, right? Eating it up. It kind of reminds me of just now. I just did, I'm a fan of Jack Harlow, right? As Tyler, the hero one. What does he got? He got What's Poppin', right? The remix, sick. But then a song just dropped a day or so ago called Nail Tech, and I listened to it, and he's just not talking about anything, right? And it's like, man, we keep putting these artists on a pedestal, and we're basically inflating their ego and giving them all the riches in the world. And what are they doing for us, right? Think about how you spend your money. It's not just about everybody buy black, right? Not just about spending money in the black community. It's about where you, what fuel station, where you buy your car, what those corporations do to help people in need, right? People of color, people that have been oppressed, people that have been discriminated on. And I can create the same argument for YouTubers, right? I just got started the start of this year. We're already at 500 subscribers. I love every one of y'all. I really appreciate the comments, and we get into new music. Love the community we're building here. But I look at some YouTubers, they got a reaction channel with 1 million people or 3 million people. But then something big happens in the world and you don't hear a peep, right? It's, with great power comes great responsibility. If you're given this platform, use it to discuss positive change. Use it to discuss what you see in the world. Do something with it besides just, hey, let me do something stupid and I'm going to do, it's like, bro, it's so much bigger than that. And I love that Marlon Craft, he might not have the same platform that Lil Wayne has or Beyonce or Jay-Z or Kanye West, but he's doing the most with what he has available. When you know better, you have a responsibility to do better. And you'll see, watch what happens when we grow this station. I bet you that we're going to put more good into the world with a relatively low budget than a lot of YouTubers that are just buying new cars and houses and they're flexing for people like, yo, look at all this money you're giving me. No, watch what we can do with a small budget and how we can help improve communities and people that have been discriminated against. And watch what we do with this channel.
Essential workers working tireless to make it home. I smell the smoke, trying to figure what to make of wrong. Rappers in quarantine still putting their makeup on. Tired of looking at your mansions interior.
That was a beat drop. I almost wanted to miss the bar. He said rappers are in quarantine still putting their makeup on. Why? Because they're not comfortable with who they truly are, right? They're trying to dress up a pig. Now, you might have fake lashes and big green eyes, but at the end of the day, when you take all this stuff off, you're still the same bust down ass, sorry ass bitch that nobody wants to fuck with. I don't care who you told yourself you were in the morning. That's who you truly are. And when you're not comfortable being yourself, No, that's Miss Piggy, right?
Pass spam off for filet mignon. Essential workers working tireless to make it home. I smell the smoke, trying to figure what to make it wrong. Rappers in quarantine still putting their makeup on. I'm tired of looking at your mansion's interior design. Is this rap or is this an episode of Queer Eye?
Listen to what he said. He said, I'm tired of looking at your mansion's interior design. Who gives a fuck, right? There's still people in the world that are still oppressed. What are you doing? Are you feeding the hungry? You got acres of land. Are you doing anything? Man, do something positive, right? I don't want to see you with $10,000 Yeezys. I don't want to see people trying to fly to the moon and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, man, how many people can you help? How many people can, what difference can you make in the world, right? He said, yo, what is this, an episode of Queer Eye for the straight guy? The Queer Eye, something like that. He's like, yo, stop showing your interior. You came from shit. You lived in the freaking ghetto. Stop talking about interior design and all these badass brands like you know what's up, right? Try to pull somebody out that looks like you and help them. Help their family thrive and look at what they're going to create for generations and generations. Maybe they'll build monuments in your name instead of buying albums. Right? Albums. I think I say that weird.
Interior design. Is this rap or is this an episode of Queer Eye? I ain't subbing no one. See my PR expensive.
Yo, Marlon Craft, bro. I hope you subscribe to the station, man. I hope you like what we're doing here. It'd be nice to get that seal of approval, man, because I love the work you do, and you're doing a lot with your platform. Watch, we're going to do a lot here as well. Show these cats how to really work YouTube. You're getting paid to be on YouTube. You're getting paid and you're a YouTube partner program. You're monetizing your station. But what do? Right? I don't want to see you knocking on random doors, giving people money, or just at Aldi or Walmart, only around Christmas time, picking random people $50 gift cards. Man, if you have a platform, do something with it, man.
Free shoutouts from me unless I got incentive. Cause wise men shouldn't reason with fools. Only he who never wore a crown is eager to rule. I hold too many pearls.
Only he who never wore a crown is eager to rule. Right? The power struggle is real. And I could say the same thing. It's like people that are wealthy don't wear Gucci belts. Right? People that are wealthy don't have big stupid bling or big stupid cars. They might have a couple toys more so than the rest. But wealth is subtle. Wealth is low key. It's when you try to, it's people that have had nothing. When they get a little taste of money, they want to show it to the world. Like, look what I got. Look at me. Look at me. They're peacocking, right? It's like, bro, you ain't shit. How many properties do you own? How are you building generational wealth? What type of investments do you have? Did you already set aside money for your kids to go to college? Do you have I'd rather see you driving a Camry, but your kids all got their education paid for, your house is paid off, you're teaching homies and about investing and paying off debt, and you're making a difference in the world, right? I'd rather see that than just another Gucci belt or another logo from a brand that you can't even really say the name, right? People are Louis Vuitton. What does Kanye West say? He said, he can't even per se say Versace, right? But people want to buy the stuff, bro. You've been lied to. Somebody poisoned the well and told you this is cool. This is what you should do. This is what cool means. And everybody's just running for it. And they're trying to dress like the same three people in hip hop. What is going on? What's going on?
No free shoutouts from me unless I got incentive. Cause wise men shouldn't reason with fools. Only he who never wore a crown is eager to rule. I hold too many pearls of wisdom, I ain't needing of jewels. I'd stand up in the throne, they blissful seated on stools, pigeons. And this is some shit I earned. You can only take what's given to me. And when my ashes in that urn, they still gonna be out here living through me.
Yeah, listen to what he's saying, right? He's saying, yo, even when I'm dead and gone, the work that I did, right? The knowledge I put out to the world, everything I did with what was given to me will continue living on in the world, right? There's so many people. What's gonna happen? You can't take the Gucci belts with you, right? You can't take all these designer shoes and Yeezy loafers and stupid big 30-inch rims. You can't take it with you, bro.
I come from where ain't shit given useless. They could only hate my words. My soul is untouchable and fuck a corny OG complaining but don't support shit. If you inherited this game, you the forfeit. Reason shit is fucked is cause y'all ain't leave no infrastructure.
Yo, he's talking about the homies from yesteryear, right? People in the rap game. He said, yo, my soul is untouchable, right? But he said, yo, and fuck a corny OG, original gangster, right? An old guy, original gangster complaining but doesn't do shit, right? How are you going to complain and you have the money, you have the resources to get some sort of change, add to the momentum of positive change, but you're not supporting shit. You're just whining and complaining or playing the victim, right? He said, yo, if you inherited this game, you would have forfeited, right? You ain't doing shit. You ain't about shit. You ain't shit.
Y'all ain't leave no infrastructure, but then whine about the culture and about kids and young shit. You don't want us to be better, you just want to feel cool still. You don't care if shit progressing, you just want an environment where you still relevant, but ain't no mentorship and
Yo, he's saying so much, right? He said, yo, you're whining about the culture. A lot of people are like, man, that ain't hip hop. That's the same thing that the older generation said about hip hop when I was young. It's just a phase. These young bucks don't know what they're talking about. Right? And now look at us old bucks, right? Now we're 39, 40, we got some white hair. What is this? This isn't rap. What do you mean, right? There's different subcategories to the genre, right? It's hip hop, but there's gangster rap, there's intellectual rap, right? There's all these different things. And I can make a great argument that it's a cycle. And then we're getting back the younger generation, these millennials and the Gen Zs, and people are getting back to intellectual hip hop. They want substance, right? I don't just want to bob my head. I want to hear the meaning, and I want to only spread the word of someone who's doing good in the world. And I want to know what they represent, what they believe in.
Shit is making big money, you don't stand next to it. You can't want an environment where you still relevant, but ain't no mentorship. Until shit is making big money, you don't stand next to it. You can't turn in your paintbrush for cashier's checks. That's why on the low you feel when someone real's next. Exposure time.
When someone real is next, right? Someone who got next, right? Marlon Craft, up and coming. I think you're worried about this cat. You're worried about what he's going to say about people like you.
Told you guys, look, I'm done begging for respect from corporate sellouts. This the new renaissance, this the you epilogues. You can get down and you can lend a hand, or you can get the help from off my back and quit testing me. Asked a million times and met all your hate with empathy. So do your fucking homework before you try to question me. Or I'll show your pop quiz how reckless this pen can be. I do shit the right way because it's the right way. Y'all do shit the type way. All talk while lining your pockets, rap looking like the DNC. And they do me like they did Bernie, so be it.
Bro, listen to the knowledge he's dropping, right? He said the DNC, that's the Democratic National Convention. He said, you're not going to do me like they did Bernie, right? What happened with Bernie? Bernie had the momentum. He was talking about change. He had massive rallies. But what happened? Was he on the ticket for the Democratic ticket for president? No, because they already chose Hillary Clinton, even though she didn't necessarily have the popular vote of the party. And then what happened? Oh, Hillary Clinton, she's a shoo-in to win against Donald Trump. It's not the way it went down, right? She looked a little stupid out there. She had this controversy with her emails, a very controversial thing she said about super predators in the black community. And then she was like pandering, right? She was like, I keep this hot sauce in my purse. Who remembers when she dabbed? Like, oh, bro, this is cringy at best. But why? So you look stupid because the Democratic National Convention should have put Bernie up. He might not have won, but he would have built a lot of momentum and got the party re-energized. Too many old fucks at the top thought they knew what was better for the world, and look what happened. Now, who knows where the world would have been if we went a different direction. Now, y'all did Bernie bogus as hell, and he's probably never going to run again because he's old as fuck. And now he's looked at as extremely liberal, as a socialist, right? And he's looked at that way. But a lot of his ideas, people are including into policy, right? Not just a Green New Deal, but I'm talking about free public education, higher education, right? Healthcare. We're talking about these things. We're getting moving the ball. We're having good intellectual conversation. But yo, the DNC did Bernie bogus as hell.
Right way, y'all do shit the tight way. All talk while lining your pockets, rap looking like the DNC. And if they do me like they did Bernie, so be it. Shit, I'm done being nice, I don't need it. Don't act like I won't leave a dog on the floor. I was born for this. Ain't no time for nostalgia when the world in crisis. Shut down the whole globe for coronavirus. And RIP the victims, praise the frontliners. But when this shit is over with, we gonna admit the culture's sick.
Yo.
Let me know, man.
Yo. That's deep. Yo, when are we going to talk about the problem with our culture, right? There was a lot of controversy where I took a hip hop class at Northern Illinois University just last semester, and I was learning about the origins of hip hop. And luckily, people give me the benefit of the doubt when I say things that are controversial. But if somebody else says it, they're racist. But because I'm black, right? I consider myself black, even though my mom is black and my dad is Mexican. And I'm multiracial. I didn't really grow up with my dad. I grew up with my mom and my uncle. So people give me the benefit of the doubt when I talk about some real ass shit. But let a white dude say it and they're like, man, that man's racist. I brought up, when are we going to talk about the sick culture in hip hop and the misogyny and the rape culture? When are we going to talk about these issues? Why is there so much crime in inner city areas like Chicago? Right? Is it because these are, there's redlining and there's discriminatory policies and the mayor did some damage when she took all these gang leaders out and fractured all the gangs into multiple gangs that have no leadership. But let's be honest, a lot of people don't have fathers. They don't have brothers. There's no men in their household. The mom is trying to work or get government money. And people are influenced by hip hop. I love hip hop. There's been crime before hip hop, but hip hop, it helps define what we see as cool, what we see as successful, right? Listen to what he's saying, right? When are we going to get to the root of the problem? When are we going to say that we can't keep supporting people that aren't doing any good to our communities? People that aren't giving back. People are talking about drinking scissor and lean, getting fucked up and date raping some chick. Yeah, those are actual lyrics from hip hop songs. When are we going to address hip hop and say, yo, I love hip hop, but there's got to be some change. We're going to quit poisoning the well that our kids drink from. And until we can have that conversation, people like him get overlooked, right? Where he said, when are we going to admit that the culture is sick and that we support these sick individuals? Like, what would we do if somebody were supporting pedophiles, right? Or supporting something else that was disastrous for the community? You gotta break those barriers. And to stop these cycles, we're going to have to make some heavy duty choices. And I'm hoping there's some real change in hip hop. And I'm hoping intellectual hip hop and intellectual conversation becomes the norm again. And we can honestly change the world with the hip hop platform that we've been given. But we need the right people in place that can instigate that change, right? That can give momentum to that act. And Marlon Craft is one of those dudes. Toby Wigway is one of those dudes. Ciroc is one of those women, right? And this is one of those channels where you're going to get the knowledge to help bring you and your people to that next level of life, whether you like it or not. We love the hip hop. I'll break down the bars, but I'm trying to spread knowledge and pass knowledge down so we can do better, right? We can do better, we can live better, and we can teach our youth. Each one teach one, bro.